to the main event or the co-main event. We have
Match 5.
match 5 of 9. So we're halfway done. Or more than half. We have the Macho Man Randy Savage coming out of exile. He was doing commentary briefly in the booth and somehow managed to get his contract back to become an active wrestler once again.
Yeah.
Versus Rick Nature Boy Flair. This is Ric Flair's WrestleMania debut.
You mean Ric Flair?
Well,
Flair?
I mean, if you want to give out his government name, yes, but
Oh.
Richard Flair is here
With Mr. Perfect.
Yeah.
Don't forget.
And 43-year-old Ric Flair.
Wow. So this is a singles match for the WWF Championship. And like you said, 25 minutes and 4 seconds.
Yeah. And I think that it is
appropriate, an appropriate amount of time.
It doesn't seem too long. It doesn't have any of those like, oh my God, he's rolling out the ring again. The issues that I have, or things like that, or it does have some rest holds, like rest holds. Sorry, but it's not for too long.
Yeah.
I think the longest one they have is when they Rick puts him in a figure 4.
Yeah.
And that was like for 3 minutes. But
so I mean, this is my first introduction to Ric Flair.
Yeah.
And you have a t-shirt with him on it. So I'm excited to see this match.
Good. And what did you think about this? Is like, I mean, you have seen Ric Flair.
Yes.
In the modern time,
current time
that he is,
I think
which would be like 60 and 70s when you probably saw him.
Right.
So now you're seeing early 40s Ric Flair.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty cool. And like you said, this is like the co-main event. I wish this was the main event because this match was awesome.
Definitely was.
I mean, I enjoyed every bit of this match. Mr. Perfect has his Mr. Perfect hair.
Yeah.
Macho Man looked like an Oscar. He's gleaming in gold with a cowboy hat. He looks dazzling, and he looks like New Year's Eve to me. I mean,
like one of those horn blowers or what?
Yeah, just like the optics were pretty impressive. So, I mean, let alone the wrestling. What about you?
Yeah, I enjoyed all of it here. This had this whole background storyline where Ric Flair had been making inappropriate moves on Miss Elizabeth, Macho Man's wife, and wrestling wife.
Right.
So, they had to continue that storyline. Macho Man has to get his revenge on him for not only making the moves on his wife,
right,
but also saying that he has pictures of Miss Elizabeth.
1992.
The centerfold
hard copy photos.
Centerfold worthy pictures.
Wow.
And he was gonna post them or show them there at WrestleMania to humiliate the Macho Man. So I mean, this had great psychology, and this is one where Ric Flair does bleed.
Yes, he gets very bleedy. Like everybody gets very bleedy from Ric Flair.
Yeah. So on this one, this is one that I feel was warranted to happen because this actually had that I guess would have been a result of Macho Man's passion.
Okay.
And and his crazy rage and jealousy of trying to get his woman's honor back to her. So this was a really good match. There's there's a couple of things here where that stand out here. Mainly, Mr. Perfect doing his job as a manager. Here, he's not involved too much in the match, but he's involved in the match and he makes his presence known. And he does a great job. I mean, like, Ric Flair doesn't need anyone else talking for him. Like for other wrestlers, they may have like issues selling their character or hyping up a match and things like that.
Yeah.
He doesn't need it, but Mr. Perfect does a great job as number two and making Ric Flair look a little bit better
Right.
and helping him shine even more.
And you know who else was doing their job?
Mm.
Mr. Perfect's hair.
Oh my God!
Because it looked
Whoever his
perfect.
stylist was, it was perfect. That's why he's Mr. Perfect.
I mean, it really was. And that flip by Ric Flair, tossed flip Macho out of the ring was awesome.
Yeah,
I mean, Ric Flair was taking Macho to Suplex City.
yeah.
Is that appropriate? That's the appropriate
I
term.
mean, it
Am I
is
close?
because he does hit some good standing suplexes on him.
Yeah,
Uh, Also, great job by Macho Man in selling that leg injury,
that's right.
right?
Yes.
Even after the match, he's still over there trying to get up and selling that injury from being in the figure four hold for about maybe 2 minutes,
And
2
Ric
minutes
Flair
and a half.
kicks him in his injured
Yeah,
leg too.
yeah.
So
So this match ends after some interference from Mr. Perfect.
right.
He's distracting the ref,
Mm-hmm.
and Macho Man's trying to cut him off.
Right.
During this whole fracas that the ref is distracted by, he throws the brass knucks to Ric Flair, and Ric Flair hits him with those. And you think that's over, but no.
Yeah.
Randy Macho Man Savage manages to kick out, and he ends up getting a roll up pin and win on Ric Flair only because of the help of him pulling on his tights to give him extra leverage.
That's true. And I mean, like you said, Flair with that small package, one that I'm excited to see. That was pretty cool. Like you said, great match. Definitely worth a rewatch. And the crowd went wild. And you all listening and watching will love this match. I mean, it was awesome.
Yeah. Definitely also one of my favorite Macho Man matches and Ric Flair matches. Um, here at least in his era as a WWE performer.
Right.
Ric Flair does have other good matches, but I don't know, WrestleMania it doesn't come until much later. So it'll be a while until we get to I think my most favorite match of Ric Flair's career.
Was this one?
No.
Oh,
the one that comes later on. So this one is definitely a favorite and one that you should check out if for some reason you have not done so and decide that you have 25 minutes to spare.
Right. Let's not forget Ric Flair giving Miss Elizabeth that smooch.
Oh yeah, and then
you naughty boy.
you gotta take it if it's there.
I mean, also Macho Man was fighting everyone in the ring. What a way to win a match.
Right? He's fighting everybody just to restore the honor to his woman.
What I don't recommend is winning a wrestling match and then fighting everybody in the match after that.
Yeah, the fracas afterwards, right? And then Mr. Perfect getting those little cheap kicks.
Yeah.
Macho Man is down and being held by all the old guard of the WWE now or F back then.
Right. And like you said, his name, he was also known as the Nature Boy. And I read that he is considered to be one of the greatest professional wrestlers of all time. Do you think so?
Yeah. I mean, he did have like his character. He lived the character.
Okay.
Everyone says, in order for you to get yourself over, that means like for the audience to accept you, and for you to succeed,
right,
in the business, is that you need to believe what you're selling.
I mean, much like life, right? You got to believe what you're selling to
And
make it
Ric
work.
Flair did that and much more.
Wow.
He believed he was a limousine riding, jet flying, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing son of a gun.
Wow.
And he stole a kiss from Mr. Elizabeth. Like, how else did you not believe that he?
I know. I was like, I can't believe that happened. I actually heard a comment from him for 2023 news.
Okay.
So if all of you who are definitely fans of wrestling, because you're watching this revisiting the Mania with us, where we revisit old WrestleManias, he actually commented on WWE releasing more talent.
Oh, okay. The recent purge that happened recently. Well, obviously recently. I just said that, but go ahead.
Yeah, so just a shout out to the source WWE News, WWE Rumors and Spoilers. But he said, he called Dolph Ziggler a man of unquestionable character.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I am a big fan of Dolph Ziggler. We saw him when we went to go see that live event in
Yes.
Hammond. So you were a big fan of Dolph Ziggler, and when he managed to make it into the crowd
Mhm.
or thrown into the crowd
I mean,
in
that
your
was awesome.
area.
That was really good.
So I hope that Dolph is able to either continue holding his craft, if not in wrestling. I know that he does do stand up.
Oh,
So I hope that he continues to pursue what he feels is his talent in life and whatever makes him happy.
well, I'm so curious. I mean, I haven't heard his stand up before, so that's something I'm gonna have to look into.
But I've never heard of stand up either. But I follow him on Twitter or
Mm.
X, and sometimes he'll be like, "I'm doing stand up here," and blah blah blah. So
Well,